from the government, and I'm here to help.
Welcome back to the Johnson Express podcast. We appreciate all the support on our social medias, and we're excited to have you back for this episode.
If you guys have any suggestions at all, don't forget to send them to our Instagram, our Twitter, True Social, YouTube, Rumble, Spotify, and most especially our email, johnsonexpress534@gmail.com.
Yeah, we need some more suggestions, so send them our way. Send us any feedback, send us any reviews, any criticism, anything.
Questions.
Email is
anything.
probably the best way to get to us because we can both see it, but any social medias are fine as well. So, John, why don't you tell them what today's topic is about?
Well, you see by the title, we're talking about Brittany Griner.
Yeah, she's a WNBA
She has
star.
been everywhere. She's been all over the news a lot lately.
Yep. She has been everywhere. She went all the way from U.S. to Russia. I don't know why I said all the way. It's just a neighbor, but still, she's locked up right now.
Locked up.
There's a lot of controversy surrounding her right now. So let's get into a little bit of a backstory about her. So she's a WNBA Store. She's a WNBA star. She's known for winning the Best Female Athlete ESPY Award in 2012. She then left college, Baylor University, and was drafted as the number 1 overall pick to the Phoenix Mercury's WNBA team in 2013, and she's played there ever since. She didn't graduate college until later in like 2019 or something like that.
I guess Brittany Griner's a big talent because she is 6'9".
Big talent.
That is
She's also a big old bitch.
Girl.
She's
big old girl.
6'9" and wears a size 17 shoe.
So she got drafted in 2013. She won a WNBA title her second season and has helped the U.S. Olympic team win 2 gold medals. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. So she's a pretty good athlete.
So I guess she doesn't make enough money in the U.S. playing basketball. So she goes over to Russia. That's why she's over there. She goes over and plays for the Russian professional basketball team.
She also plays for the U.S. Olympic team and the Phoenix Mercury, like we said earlier.
I don't know how to say this.
We don't know how to pronounce this Russian professional basketball team, but it's the UMMC. You can look this up. Ekaterinburg.
Ekaterinburg.
So we'll go with that. And if you want to look up the pronunciation, be my guest.
So as we said, she's over there in Russia. She goes over there to play basketball during her off season. She was over there a couple weeks ago, played for her team, and she got caught with less than a gram of hashish oil in her luggage, which is pretty much marijuana. Let's say.
Yeah, it's
okay.
it's an oil that comes out of the pot plant.
Okay.
So, and I just want to preface this by saying the only reason she goes over there is because she has a $1 million contract with that professional team. So how bad would it suck to fly over to a different country in your off season to go make money and they get locked up because you have a little bit of a illegal substance?
I think she was on her way home too. So that fucks like.
Oh, that's
like,
even worse.
Yeah, I'm about to make this
gosh.
bag, and then like, no ma'am,
you're
getting arrested.
You're about
going
to
to
lose
jail.
that bag.
Yeah.
Gosh, she was sentenced to 9 years in a penal colony, which, by the way, as we were doing research into this, said that they take their, their tactics from the gulags, and it's a prison that enforces labor on its inmates. Can you imagine? I bet they're getting a lot of labor out of her.
Yeah, she's a big old girl. They're putting her to work.
Big time.
I wonder if they're feeding her good.
On one hand, I think most of us can agree that, like, nobody should be charged for something like that.
They're too strict on how much jail time that these these people get for a little bit of weed. Now, if you got, like we said, pounds and pounds and you're distributing it to people, so be it. Go to jail.
Yeah.
Not for a blunt.
Yeah,
no.
No. Well, if you're illegally distributing it, there can be a lot of problems that ensue with that. It's not regulated. It could be laced. It could be, it could be
whole
fake.
Another world.
It's a whole different concept. But if you're using it, marijuana is known to help a lot of physical diseases as well as mental, illnesses. It can help with. I don't think it can help with like schizophrenia or
helps with anxiety,
or dementia, or anything
with
like
anxiety.
That. So Joe Biden's kind of out on the.
Sorry, Joe. Don't try to use it.
But yeah, it does. It helps with anxiety. It can help with depression. It can help with physical diseases like MS, multiple sclerosis. We actually know a guy that I don't know if he smokes pot or not, but we work with him. And he's got MS, and it's like a nerve disease or like a nerve disorder or something. And I don't know, it causes you to like have tingly feelings.
Get
like
really jittery.
Sleep. Yeah, you get kind of jittery. You'll sometimes you can't feel stuff. So it's known to help diseases like that quite a bit.
Well,
and there's a few other ones that are thrown out there, but. Can you really be arrested for something like that, or should you be arrested for something like that?
One of my buddies at work, another guy, Mason knows, he has to smoke it before he goes to bed every night to be able to go to sleep. Now that's crazy, but that's what he said. He said if he doesn't smoke, he cannot fall asleep.
Really?
So it really is a benefactor to a lot of people.
Yeah, and when you have something that's a natural remedy that's known to help as many people as it helps, it's kind of hard to. I think it should be kind of hard to take that away from them.
Yes.
Now, like I said, if you're if you're distributing it, if you're selling it unregulated, you get what's coming to you.
It's illegal in South Carolina.
But I can't say that I agree with the fact that she is in jail for such small amount. What I can agree for is the fact that she's an anti-American. All right,
She hates us.
she goes to another country that she seems to obviously not know anything about, and after bashing the United States on how bad our policies are, now she wants to come out after she's made this mistake. Like, you've already been indicted. I think you should have to serve your sentence. That's your fault.
Yeah, she doesn't stand for the national anthem when she's over here.
Russia's not the United States.
And the crazy part is, like, we said she went over there to play basketball. She's been over there the past 6 or 7 years. So she should understand what
The
she can
laws,
have
yeah.
over there. She shouldn't be like, oh, I didn't know.
Exactly.
I didn't know.
But now, on the other hand, if the U.S. does get her back, I hope nothing happens to her. I'm not a bad guy.
Best
I don't
wishes.
wish any evil on her.
Best wishes.
But once she comes back, or if the U.S. gets her back out of prison within the 9 years that she's sentenced to, hopefully we can use this as like a
learning point.
Yeah, like a keystone, like a building block to
Change the law.
Yeah, change the laws. Maybe turn around what we've got in place, because I don't know.
I don't like it right now. They're really too strict.
Yeah,
Really strict.
Jamie Foxx has released a couple interviews where he talks about his dad was in prison for 7 years for like $25 of an illegal substance.
He lost his dad for 7 years. I think he was a little kid too. He lost his dad for 7 years
That's
over
just-
something ridiculous.
That sucks, man, and it ruins too many people's lives. Not the drug itself, but them taking the people away for the drug. It's like, oh, drugs ruin lives. Yeah, well, you're not doing any better when you're taking fathers away from families.
Now, catch me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure our vice president because she was in California, right? I'm pretty sure she put a lot of people in jail for minor charges like this.
Yeah, she did.
So it's very, very common. And if people like that, I don't like that law. They need to change it. Like, if you're going to bring Brittany Griner back, you need to change the way the law is.
Exactly. And maybe this will give her some time to reflect upon her, the things she says and the way she acts in her own country. Maybe she'll have a little bit more appreciation for the laws that we have and some more respect for the freedoms that we've gained, and maybe realize that, hey, maybe I should stand for this. Maybe this is something worth standing for. Maybe this is something that we need to embrace and not suppress.
Maybe the freedom I have in America is a lot better than being over there, because I don't know what it is about America. When you're famous, you get by with a lot more stuff, in my opinion, than anywhere else in the world. I don't know what it is.
Exactly.
Money solves all the problems. Not in Russia, though.
It's just,
money don't solve shit.
if the United States decides to bring Brittany Griner home and then still leave all the other people that have been indicted for the same crimes,
Yeah, right
in
now
the
they're in
US,
jail. Yeah.
and they decide to leave them in there, that's really going to throw us off. That's gonna be an askew judgment, because it's not who's important. So who's important enough to be taken out of jail?
Mm-hmm.
It should be,
It's not fair.
what law is important enough to put people in jail. And if these laws are unimportant enough to bring somebody from another country home for doing it, then we should be able to release the people who have done it in our home country for doing it. Does that make sense? I hope that made sense. I hope I relayed that right.
Yeah, pretty much like we said was, you got somebody over there that did something that was illegal there, but we're fighting for something that's illegal here too. So why don't we?
Maybe we should change our perspective.
Let's change our perspective on it for something that's so minor, honestly. Like, the only instance that I've heard of something being bad with marijuana or oil like this was a guy that was local, Caleb Kennedy, right?
Yeah, so we had a local
ahead,
guy.
Tom.
He actually went to my school.
That's
His
what's
name's
wrong with
Caleb.
him.
Yeah, that's a lot of what's wrong with me. But his name's Caleb Kennedy. He's famous for being on American Idol and getting kicked off for some videos that surfaced from like 4 years before he was even on American Idol. Of him, I think it was like his friend was wearing a KKK hood, and he took the video of himself, which wasn't wearing one, and his friend. So he got kicked off American Idol for that, which, by the way, was another controversial topic that we might get into that.
That would
day.
be something cool.
But he actually recently got charged with manslaughter, I believe, or murder in the second degree.
Killed somebody.
Yeah, he said he got high, smoked some weed, and then he was driving with his buddy, and then they drove through a garage and ended up killing a man.
Old man was sitting in his garage and just...
Actually, I think he was sitting outside the garage, now that I say that. I think it said that his truck hit
Dang.
the guy, pinned him in the garage, and then through the wall.
Yeah, but that's the only incident I've heard.
Now,
And
I will say, they've also made him out to be, and we'll get into this if we ever decide to do a video on him, but they made him out to be Caleb Kennedy,
Yeah,
out to
yeah.
be a bad guy for that, and I think that he had a lot of remorse for what he did. Not saying what he did was
It wasn't
justified.
right. No,
it wasn't
no.
right, but I think that they painted him as a bigger monster than he was.
I mean, like, it could have been laced with something. We don't know. It could have been his
Yeah.
first time, like you said.
Yeah.
But that's really the only case I've heard of.
Yeah, that's the only
that
case
it's
that
killed somebody like that.
I mean, but how often do you hear about drunk drivers?
Very often. Drunk driving kills people every day.
Yeah,
I mean,
every
so
single day.
let's work on this, America.
As a community.
Yeah, start with the communities. Fix these minor drug problems. Crack down on the worst drug problems like methamphetamine, all that stuff. Alcohol,
Fentanyl.
even, maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
Opiates.
Don't put people in jail for years over little drug charges like this.
Yeah, because like she's in jail in Russia for 9 years for less than a gram of hashish oil. That's
In a
something,
labor
That's
camp.
something that we do here in the United States.
Yes.
That's something that could happen to us in South Carolina if we're
caught with it, yeah.
Yes. And it's sad to say that we want her to come home because we want the laws to change, but at the same time, she should also have to face the consequences of her actions, because you can't go to another country and expect to be, I don't know, glorified.
This just popped in my head. If she comes home, will she be free, or will they make her go to jail? I think if she came back home, she would be free, of course. In my opinion.
Well, she's a popular star. She's an
she'll
athlete.
get out of it. Yeah.
She helps the U.S. make money. She's a name for our country.
Yeah.
So she'll definitely get released, I believe. I believe she'll come home. I believe she'll live a happy life.
Sleepy Joe will get her
And
out somehow.
All we got to do is hope that this is, and this actually feeds into my theory. So I was talking to Speedy at work.
Okay.
And I may have also told you this too as well. So I believe that the Democrats will run in 2024 off of marijuana. I believe that's what they'll use in order to get elected. And I think this is a great way to do that. We are coming up on midterms.
Yes, we will.
Maybe they won't use it for the election. Maybe they will. Or maybe they'll use it for the midterms.
They'll get her home right before the elections and then run off of that.
It could. We have a
Maybe.
lot of election conspiracies about how they could,
Oh, man.
you know,
That'd be fun, too.
you know, Republicans and Democrats try to use stuff to their political advantage all the time. And it's real world events like this that end up making their way into their talking points.
So the laws need to change. We understand that. One last thing we forgot to mention. Brittany Griner, she actually wrote a letter to Joe Biden himself.
Oh, did she now?
Yeah, she said, "Hey, Joe, hoping that you can get me out pretty much. I'm just taking it out of context." She said that she voted for him for the first time. It was the first time she ever voted for Joe Biden. "I'd like you if you got me out."
Oh, my goodness.
Thanks, Joe. Heart, kisses, whatever. I don't know.
Wow. Yeah, I mean that's why it pisses me off when people say white privilege, because it's not. It's American privilege.
Then they were gonna make a trade. I remember they were gonna trade I think it was like a Russian hitman or something for Brittany Griner and a Marine, but I think that got turned down by Russia. So
It probably
she's
did.
still stuck over there as of right now
So
at this date.
we'll see if she comes home. We'll make an update video, or we'll post something on our Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully this just gives us all some time to reflect about the consequences of our actions. Don't go somewhere and do something illegal and expect to be pardoned for it because you're popular. That shouldn't work,
That only happens in America, people.
unfortunately. And unfortunately, she will get out for it. She won't have to serve her sentence. But at the same time, it's a good thing because it's something that doesn't necessarily need to be that restricted in the first place. So hopefully we'll change our laws. Hopefully we can.
Maybe this will be
the turning point.
hoping thing. Maybe
I just hope that the conservatives jump on it as well, because if I have to vote for Joe Biden because of that, I'm gonna be pissed off.
Oh man, come on!
I just won't vote.
Come
I'm not
on.
voting for Joe Biden.
Yeah, vote green then.
Yeah,
But yeah, I hope they do,
green or yellow or
because
purple or
it would help a lot of. I know a lot of people in South Carolina. I mean, I don't go anywhere like Greer, Spartanburg. I smell weed all the time.
Yeah,
it's
people,
out there, dude.
Well, it's like guns. They want to
Yeah, it is almost
criminalize
like
guns,
yeah.
and it's like the people that are. They're gonna get them. The people that want them are gonna get them. The people that want drugs are gonna get them.
Yeah, regardless if you have laws or not.
So it would make the officer's job easier if it was legalized federally, they wouldn't have to crack down as much on people doing something so innocent. And it would also make Americans' lives easier, make people's lives easier in general.
Might make things a lot simpler.
And
people will have it more.
Maybe, and maybe we'll see. I think we've got a really big mental health problem in the United States. And maybe this will help cut down on it. I don't know, just some theories to throw out there. You guys tell us what you think. Leave us some reviews.
Something very interesting.
Don't forget to destroy the algorithm by liking and sharing this video. Comment all of your suggestions. Comment your ideas. Comment what pops into your head when you hear this video. Give us some feedback. Let us know what you think.
We want to hear your support.
Yeah,
we makes my day go better when I see somebody comment about stuff like that.
We're always popping off of everybody's head trying to, put this puzzle together that life is. You know what I'm saying? If we don't
Can't do it alone.
You got to look outside the box. But thank you guys so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed this video. We're doing a little bit different setup. Hope you like the iPads. Hope you like the speech.
I love it.
And I'm liking it. Hope to
Let
see you
us
guys
know
in the
how
next
you feel.
Doses.
Peace, guys.